Good morning. Silence. What is silence? In truth, consciousness or awareness, the point or the thing that we discuss is silence. And silence is the most difficult thing because where silence comes or where the real silence is there is this consciousness, this pure consciousness. So then we need to ponder what is silence? What is silence? So, is silence the opposite of what you call the sound which we hear? So, normally that is the way we understand the word meaning of silence without any sound. That's what we take it in that sense. But when we deeply enter into that, then here silence is something entirely different of what we have or what we understand. So the real understanding is it is that silence. What we mean of silence is going away from all the chattering or whatever sound which we are facing or whatever thing is around us, or going to isolated place and being silent there in the forest or a mountain. That is what normally we believe. But the real silence is something beyond that actually. So that silence, which results in pure consciousness, is something different. So we need to analyze it. That silence is it without sound? Then people will say that we should be silent. We should practice silence and all. So by practicing silence, will not happen. So the real silence, what we mentioned in this pure consciousness, is entirely a different realm, wherein it's not the abstaining from the sound or whatever around us and going to an isolated place actually. So it's something different. It's something entirely different. So how we need to understand, because once we understand what is silence, then it's very easy, because that is the ultimate pathway. That is the last door to be opened. So here, silence to experience, even we cannot say that we can experience silence, because when we experience silence, then the question will come, who is experiencing silence? So it's beyond words actually. So by using words, we have some limitations. Anyway, we use the words and say how silence is there. So here what is happening is actually examples which we can say that uh, we should be like a lotus leaf, wherein water will be there in the leaf, but the leaf will be what you call, that water is not attached to the leaf. So that is the specialty of a lotus leaf. So likewise, we should be in all the crowd, in all the sound, in all the traffic, and we should be in the market, in the market sense, with all the crowdness, with all the sound and everything. Now we believe is a hurdle for silence. No, it's not abstaining from sound actually. So silence is something which we have to derive from ourselves, wherein we should be like the lotus leaf, wherein all the sound and all the things which are going around us, which now we feel as the hurdle for the real silence, that will be there, and we will be in silence. So this is something where we cannot find out in any teaching. or in any book, because any master or any book or a teacher will go on telling about certain techniques. He will give certain techniques wherein you can enter into silence. For example, they will ask you to observe your breath. Likewise, there are different methods they use to preach. But these are utter nonsense and utter blunders, because silence cannot be attained. Silence cannot be attained. So it is something which we have to ponder. It is there actually. It is really, we are in silence. But why we are not, why we are searching for silence then? So why we are searching for silence? Because some master or some book or someone has taught us that the real silence is something which we are not experiencing, which we are not having, which we have to search. So that is not possible. That is not possible. So we are already that, but we are we are believing, or we are being inflicted by the society or whoever around us, that they have told the real silence to conquer consciousness is something different, that wherein you have to do certain techniques to reach there. So because this is a huge business, because for them it is a business actually. They are selling it. Let it be book, institution, organization or anything. But this cannot be taken from another person. It cannot be taken through our fives or our senses. So how you will acquire the technique? Through our mind. So when mind comes, this is because mind is related to time actually. So this is something which is not measurable, or see, whatever is measurable is connected to time. So we are talking about a silence which cannot be measured, which cannot be attained. Then what is it? Then what is it? Then we have to search among ourselves and to ask the question. To ask the question to us, are we in the silent, the real silence? And to get an answer, then where are we comparing with it? We will compare with a book or a master. Then we won't get the real answer. Then we won't get the real answer. So this is the inquiry which we need to find out. So silence, the real silence, is something which is there with us, and why we are not experiencing? Because someone has taught us the real silence is something different. No, the real silence is there. Now we have to just find out why we are not able to see it. It's like the example of a mirror, wherein if we are not able to see our face, then it is not something wrong with our face or with the mirror. You closely observe, there will be dust in the mirror. So what we have to do, we need not change the mirror, you have to just clean the dust. Similarly, we are in silence. But what is this dust actually? The dust is the thing which have been poured by all these masters, books, religion, temple, mosque, or whatever thing you call. They have told us certain things. These are something utter nonsense and blunder. The real silence is something which we cannot attain, which we cannot attain through our five senses. So then what is we have to what do you call to be in that? We cannot even say experience. To be that, we are already that. So that we need to inquire and ponder among ourselves. Then we should ask, what is the hindrance? What is the hindrance? Anything connected to time and mind is the hindrance. Because silence cannot be measured. So whatever we are talking related to time and mind is measurable. So this cannot be measured. So with a measurable instrument, we cannot measure the silence. So then we need to find out in our living world or in our literatures available, has anyone taught about this real silence? Then there are people who have mentioned about this. We can take about Ramana Maharshi. He has absolutely told about this silence. But there are also other people. Jiddu Krishnamurti. He has also told the same silence. U.G. Krishnamurti. He has also told the same thing. Osho has told the same thing. There are many other masters, living masters, and told the same thing. But the words and language will be different. But what is wrong when we follow another person? Because we try to make them as our authority. But we should not do that. Of course, you can learn them, you can listen them, but don't follow these people. Because see, when we follow them, it becomes an authority. An authority will affect our freedom. So when our freedom is curtailed, then the real silence will not come. The real silence will come only where there is absolute silence. And absolute silence will never come from an authority. Then why did we mention Ramana Maharshi? Then why did we mention J. Krishnamurti or U.G. Krishnamurti or Osho? Only because when someone enters the path, then if he has a doubt, where does he stand? Is he really standing on that real silence? Then only for a checking measure we need to not even compare to listen these people. Because all we know, when a metal is given to us, whether it is gold or not, how can we know that? So we have to check it actually. How do we check it actually? There is a checking mechanism in the society. So similarly only people like Ramana Maharshi or J. Krishnamurti or U.G. Krishnamurti or Osho should be taken. But we take it the other way. We study Ramana Maharshi, then we try to become Ramana Maharshi. Then we will not get this peace. This silence. Because silence comes from absolute freedom and without any authority and without any fear. So, we always want sound actually. If we analyze ourselves, if we were put in a soundproof room for 30 minutes, then within 30 minutes time, this person will become mad. In what you call the torture rooms of Nazis and certain what you call secret organization, they will put you in room without sound and light. So similarly, we are afraid to be in silence. And that is the because we enjoy the other thing. And to conquer this real silence, that is something we need courage. And that courage is beyond words. It's not conquering anything, it's not attaining any skill, but it's beyond that. So this is what this is what is called the ultimate silence. And if this is possible, and this is the gateway to the pure consciousness or awareness or whatever name we call. So this is something very simple because we need not learn anything, we need not do anything, it, we need just to be ordinary. That means not to do anything in the sense whatever our organic body needs that we have to do. Other than that, whatever we are trying to attain in life, that's not related to the thing which we are speaking. So this silence which they try to mention in all these books is the real science, but reading in between the words or reading the lines, we will never get this meaning actually. So that's why I want to clarify, not only for the audience. When I too practice this, uh, I try to practice this actually. So this is the way we proceed. And if at all whatever thing which I have mentioned is wrong, or any listener can contact me and correct me. Thank you.